So welcome back to another video in my Bivo interview series. Today I have another fantastic guest joining the channel. For those of you who don't know, Johanna Hagström is a junior Olympic champion and has been on 9 World Cup podiums and is a member of the infamously strong Swedish women's team. So needless to say, I'm super excited to have you join for the interview and hope you can get us going by introducing yourself.
Yeah, thank you. What should I say? I'm from Sweden.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from the southern part of Sweden. It's called Falköping. It's close to Ulricehamn, where we have the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I'm racing for Ulricehamn, and I've been in high school 4 years in just Ulricehamn.
Cool.
So it feels like every Swede is from the northern part.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so I feel kind of special that I'm one of you that is from the southern part, and where maybe it's not so much snow and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Nice, that's cool. Yeah, I'm from the eastern United States, and I feel like the same where everyone's from the west or from Alaska.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of unique a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It feels good.
It feels super good. Yeah, it's nice to feel different. But so before we get going, I want to do a huge shout out to Bivo, who's helped support this channel and these videos. And for you, I have a Bivo, which this is it's like a stainless steel water bottle, kind of built for athletes. So it kind of, I don't know if you do any biking, but it clips into a biking water bottle cage really nicely.
Yeah.
And it the water comes out super fast to replace squeezing.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of bicycling.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
nice.
for you. Enjoy.
I will use this a lot.
Yeah, let me know what you think of
Wow.
it, and
Cool.
yeah, I can always get you more. So
Thanks.
I heard you mention you're from Ulricehamn, which I know there's quite the culture of skiing there.
Yeah,
I mean they love it there.
Yeah, it's really cool because, like I said, we don't have so much snow, so it's always maiden snow, and it's actually a lot of people in a close, in a small area. You have Gothenburg, you have Borås, you have Jönköping, and it's big cities, big cities in Sweden, in a small area, and it's really close to just go with the car and stuff like that. So I think that's why there are big skiing interest in or the World Cup in Ulricehamn is quite big because it's also so it's big for them too that we have a World Cup in Ulricehamn, and I think everyone is no, it's just Ulricehamn, they don't have any snow and stuff like that, but so that's super. No,
that's cool. So what was it like kind of as a young child, getting into skiing, and how did that go? Is there a big club and a lot of kids, or?
No, we don't have so much, from Falköping where I'm from, it's we don't have so much skiing there, but luckily for me we had the club was we had some good people just at the right time for me, and I have 2 bigger sister and a brother, siblings, and they were doing sport too, so I was just following them, and so that's maybe why I came into cross-country skiing, and just the right time, I guess. But now it's not so many that skiing in Falköping, but a lot of skiers in Ulricehamn and in the other cities. So from the area it's really good, but from my home city it's not so good now.
A little small. I see.
Yeah,
it's interesting you mentioned your siblings, because I was doing some Googling.
Yeah.
And I saw that your older sister is orienteering, ski orienteering champion.
Yes, orienteer. Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, so we have done orienteering for my whole life too, and it's a family sport, and so she's been doing that sport, and I have been doing cross country skiing. But in the when we were going to pick high school, I actually thought I was going to be orienteering, so I searched for an orienteering high school. Kind of, and got into that, but then I said no to just go to cross country skiing then. So
nice. Well, we're glad you came to cross country skiing, but that's cool. It's kind of a little bit of a theme almost with my interviews so far, because I've interviewed Nadine and Cyril, and talked about like the sibling thing, and then obviously Evan had to talk about his siblings, you know, the Nortug family. And then, you know, I always mentioned that my sister was on the World Cup for a while.
Yeah.
I think you guys are the same birth year.
Yeah, she was like 1 year older.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I know who she was.
Yeah. So
anyway,
it's always fun to hear. It's like cross country skiing is such a family sport, I think, and I don't know, it's cool how many skiers have good siblings and you know, or
and it's always like
parents.
when you're younger, you just follow, and
exactly.
Yeah, it's like I think it's harder when you are the biggest sibling.
Totally, I think so too. I always say how thankful I am that Catherine was like older than me and did everything first, you know.
Yeah.
So then I could sort of see what
and learn
what looks
from
fun.
her mistakes
exactly.
and kind of
Totally. Yeah. No, that's super cool. So yeah, I heard you mention the high school. That's like you went to a ski gymnasium. Kind of?
Exactly.
Yeah. What was the transition like? You know, out of high school or even into high school, and then after when you sort of became a professional. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's like?
I think before high school I was like just training with a club, like the orienteering club and cross-country skiing club, and just follow along and going on competitions on the weekends and just trainings on the days. But when I started high school, I got a trainer and like understood the training of cross-country skiing. It's like it was a totally new, different kind of perspective, and I didn't go like roller skiing. I had like roller ski 2 times before, I guess, or something like that. It felt like I never done it, so it was a totally different, and I learned a lot on my years on the ski gymnasium. And then after, I think it's just rolled up, and I like trained more and more and more. So I wasn't, when I was in my youth, I wasn't training a lot, and then I just more and more, and I took some steps like all the time. And I think that's like fun when you do better every year, and now I feel like I've been on a flat line. But it's it's nice when you're younger to just feel like you get better and better and train more and more and learn more all the time. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think that I always sort of think that way too with regards to like making steps every year.
Yeah.
Like I always think back to when I was in high school and college, even for me, shortly after, like I just felt like I could do anything I wanted. I could have a good year, bad year of training or whatever, but I'd always get a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, so thankful for those times. And I guess when you get a little bit older, it's like, it's a bit harder to make those steps because, it starts getting really tight.
Yeah.
Everybody's really similar when you're at the top and, but it's still fun. I mean, it's a great aspect of the sport, like chasing after, like getting a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think so. And I feel like nowadays it's more that it's come some unique younger that are training like as much as I do right now. And I feel like, okay, when I was in your age, I was training the half of what you are training now.
Totally.
I feel like it's a little bit different kind of seeing and how you should train now versus when we were younger, I guess.
I think so, but I don't always think it's like the most positive thing ever. I think it's a good reminder that like, when you're young, you can, start with whatever you've done. Don't worry about what you have or have not done. Yeah. I feel like you can. I've learned just like talking with different World Cup skiers that like people come from so many different backgrounds, and you can get to the top or get to a really high level like from anywhere, which is cool. And now, I mean, I guess jumping forward a little bit, now you're quite the established member of the Swedish national team. Yeah. And like you're World Cup regular, World Cup podium regular. I mean, it's really quite impressive. And I think that the Swedish women's team, especially the sprinters, are so dominant. Yeah. Which I think it must be really fun to be a part of, but it also must have some challenges.
Yeah, for sure. It's like super fun to be a part of it, and it feels like we've never been this kind of strong before, and but it's also like really hard sometimes. Totally. For sure. Yeah. And it's many times that I have been like just outside, and many times I've been in the team, but now I feel like I'm more in the team and more stable there, but it's really hard because if you do bad races or if you're sick or something like that, then you're out. like last season I was having a little bit struggling in the beginning, and I got selected to the Tour de Ski, and my focus on Tour de Ski was to stay in the team because I knew right there that I'm not top 6 in Sweden women in sprint right now. So if there will be a World Cup after, I'm not in it. So Tour de Ski was just all for me. That okay, now I have to like ski good to be back in the team again. And that's really hard. And then I think I had like a 14th place in Ruka and a 14th place in Trondheim. So that was the 2 sprinters that I done. And
wow.
I knew then I was like, okay, I'm out of the team right now, so I have to ski in. So that's hard, but
for sure.
Also like that motivates me too, that I train harder and push myself more, and I think that's what makes us so good too. And I knew all the girls, the Swedish girls, they have all made me so good. So without them, I wouldn't have been here today. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's a really perfect, cool perspective on it. I mean, I think about like my experiences and on the American team, like we're not anywhere near your guys' level, but we have this like group of guys who have had some success at Junior Worlds. And
I remember you when we were in Oberwiesenthal.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
were like, oh, the US guys are so good right now. And when we were in Goms, like in Switzerland, I think that was the first time.
That was our first year.
I was like, okay, the US guys are really good right now. And it's such a like good gang. And
I mean, I think of it, I'm so thankful for like that crew, like me, Gus, and Luke, and you know, we've kind of been able to move up together, and like you say, I think we're lucky to have each other, even though we are kind of each other's biggest threats a little bit, you know, but we motivate each other to do better, and you know, we can learn. We each have different strengths and weaknesses.
And it's always like, if someone succeed, then you know, okay, oh, I beat her or him in the training, so yeah, of course I can also do it. And
absolutely.
Then you like go this all the time, it feels like. And that's, I think that's biggest like or great things to be in a good team, because if someone succeed, then you know, okay, I can also do this.
Totally.
And then you do it kind of. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think it's so easy to like look at somebody who's not on your team or who you never see, and they might feel so different, you know, even though they're not. Like Klæbo for us, it's like Klæbo feels like this whole other thing, right? But once like Gus starts to get on the podium, then or JC, then I'm like, oh well, I can do it.
If he can do it, then I can do it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you make it happen, and it's really cool. So I wondered if that was kind of the vibe with the women's group, because that's certainly how it appears. Yeah,
I think so, and it's actually like really special, because not Maja and Jonna, but others girls that are in the A team, like me, Linn, Frida, Emma, Ebba, and Moa. We were in the same junior team together. Cool. And also Moa Lundgren, that is like just outside. She had been in the A team if she were in another country, I guess.
I'm sure.
So, and all 7 of us were in the same junior team, and I feel like we have pushed each other, and it's really cool to see that we are in the same age, and we have like learned from each other, and if one has succeeded, then we all knew that we could do it too, I guess. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. Do you guys train as a group together in the summer much, or is it mostly just together in the winter?
Yeah, we do. We have like the most of our girls are living in Östersund. I am living in Falun, and I'm right now I'm the only one in the A team, because Maja moved away from Falun.
That's right.
But yeah, we train a lot together, and we have like they have trainings in Östersund where I also can be with if I'm there or something, but I haven't been there yet. But we train together there, and always when we are on camp we are training. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess Sweden is nice because everything's a little bit close together, you know? So you could just drive over for like a week or something. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Östersund, it's far away from me, but it's only 4 hours in the car, so it's pretty close actually. But
that's cool. Another thing I'm fired up by, I think I was talking to my mom a little bit before we filmed this, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna chat with Johanna. Like, what kind of questions would you ask her? And she was saying how much she loves your sort of how you're always so happy and so smiley, and you know, you seem so positive all the time, and I think I don't know, I'm kind of curious to ask you a little bit about like your mentality with regards to like the emotions of being an athlete. I mean, there's ups and downs, as we know.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's really hard actually. But I think first I'm like a positive person. I feel like I look at people and I see good things. I think
a good way
so.
To be.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I feel like I'm also really emotional. Like if I ski bad, then I cry a lot, and if I ski good, then I'm so happy and stuff like that. But I think I always like reminded myself of, okay, when I was little, I never had thought I would be this good, and it was so far away. And as I said, I was like from a small town, and my family, we knew nothing about like being an athlete, and we just thought it was fun to like move and train and stuff like that, but we had no idea what the just like top athlete thing was.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think when I was winning in Ruka, I was like, I had a little bit struggling last year, and when I was in Ruka, I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna enjoy to be on the World Cup, because it's not many times you get to do a World Cup race in sprint or stuff like that, and I feel like I have to remind myself, okay, this is so cool, and this is something I have been dreaming of when I was little, and every training hour I have been doing is for this kind of competitions, and it's so easy to get stuck on that you get like, you get used to it, you get a normal, it's being a normal to be out on the World Cup. But when I was little, it was huge to be in the World Cup. So I guess sometimes you have to remind yourself to get a little bit perspective. Yeah,
that is a really incredible perspective, and I agree. I think the same way usually. I think that like when you're here on the World Cup, it's easy to feel like you're not achieving your goals, or you're not doing what you want to do. But I think it's important to remember back to when you were young, or everybody. For me, like I think of the same, like my family, and how nobody expected this or this level of achievement, and they're also proud just that I'm here. You know, so I should be proud that I'm here too.
Yeah, for sure. And but it's like and it's also like so unique life, because everyone is like working and then resting and like have a weekend off and stuff like that, and because you're like, all the people around you are like doing the same thing as you are. They are training, they are eating, they are sleeping, they are training, eating, like we all do. And then you think it's like, oh, this is the normal, and it doesn't feel that unique. It's like, what you're doing. Yeah, you get used to it. But then you get like reminded of, okay, this is not many people that doing this. They have no idea what we are doing, and it's kind of unique that we can travel and see other places and get to competition, and it's not many people that get to experience it. Yeah, no, for sure, it's really not, and I think that I really respect how you always are so happy in good races, bad races. I mean, a perfect example of it is this week. I saw your crash, and it was just gut-wrenching, like you don't wish that upon anybody, but then when your teammate won, you were out there like cheering and getting fired up, like smiling ear to ear, and I just thought that was so cool. And thanks. I mean, it really goes to show like you're a good sportsman and sportswoman. I felt like when you're like looking for a day for a long time, like I focusing on the world sprint and like, okay, I know I can take a medal if I want to, and then you crash in the last corner. It's like, and then you're happy for your teammates, of course, and but it's like the whole day I was like up down, happy, like sad, happy, sad, and then when I met my parents after, I actually like, I was happy for Johanna and stuff like that, and I forgot my own kind of what I have done, and then when I met my mom and dad after, I was like crying a lot.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And it felt like all the emotions came like at the same time. But I think that is fine of the sport too. It's,
totally.
And also when you don't ski as you want, when it's a hard time or something like that, I always feel like a reminder that this is good, because when I finally succeed, or when I finally do something good, then the feeling will be a lot better if you have some bad experience from before.
For sure.
If I take a world championship medal, then the world championship medal will mean a lot more. Because of this.
Totally. That's a great way to think about it. That really is. Like I sometimes think about that too. Like, you know, if you fail at something you really wanted to succeed at, then when you succeed, it's gonna just feel that much better. And I always think of it like how it's like a champion is built, you know? A champion is not born, a champion's built.
No.
You know, and in order to build, you gotta like fail. And you gotta learn and and sometimes it feels like you're failing too much, you know? Sometimes you're like, all right, enough.
Sometimes you're really close to like giving up, like, no, okay, now I'm never gonna I'm never gonna get better.
No, I agree, but that's a really fantastic mindset, and I mean, I feel like it must. I try to think that way too, and I think it serves me well. I mean, because disappointment is a part of life. You know?
For sure it is.
It's not
I feel
like
Johannes, when he's like winning all the time in the World Cup, it's like he's standing there and it's like, oh, okay, of course he's happy, but he's doing it every weekend, and it's not special. But if he had like a bad like a year with no podiums, or a bad year with being sick all the time and stuff, then the World Cup victory would mean so much more for him. I mean, it's hard. You always want to win and always want to ski good, but it's I think it's good to think that sometimes.
I think so. Quick gear change. Just you know, I mean, I've been asking everybody, you know, sort of about their identity as an athlete. And I think it's interesting in cross-country skiing because you have some athletes who are like pure sprinters, like Evan. He just was like, don't even try. I don't care about distance skiing at all. You know, and then you have some athletes who can kind of do both, like Johan. And then you have some who can only do distance. So, you know, I'm kind of curious where you envision, or where you see yourself today, and where you envision yourself in the future.
Yeah, for sure I'm a sprinter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, 9 World Cup podiums in sprint.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, for sure. But I have done some good distance races sometimes. I feel like it's 1 or 2 races at the season. But last year was no good distance, and this year I only like raced 2 distance. Okay. And they both have been like really bad. So now I'm just like, okay, don't care about the distance anymore. I feel like it's good training, and it's fun to race them, but I know when you have a really good feeling on distance, it's super fun. When you like can just push all the way all the time, and you get recovery downhills, but when you go like distance and you have to like slow down every time, and it feels like you're going so slow and everyone is just going past, and it's not so fun. So I feel like right now I'm on that level, but I mean I train for sprint. I train to be good at sprint, so I don't want to be like pretty good at distance or pretty good at sprint. I want to be like good in sprint, and then I have to be bad at distance. I guess. Okay. But in the future I hope I can do like some good distance races.
Yeah, was it kind of like relieving for you in a way when, can you think of like a summer or a year where you were just like, you know what, forget it, I'm going all in on like sprint training and I'm going to do everything I can, or has it sort of like been a slow change?
Yeah, I think it's a slow change. Change. Yeah.
Because I think everybody starts out doing everything. Right? You do. When you're young.
Yeah, and then you'd always like do some good distance races, and when you do one, you always think that okay, I'm good at distance now, and then you do the next one, and oh no, it was bad. Okay, then you do the next one. Okay, now I'm bad, and then you do a good one, and then you're like, okay, I'm good. Then you realize. So now I realized, okay, I'm really bad at distance. I guess, but Yeah, but as I told, I want to be good at sprint.
Yeah, okay, but that's
actually,
cool.
I feel like sprint is like I don't like sprint actually.
Yeah,
kind of.
I agree.
Yeah, it was
agree.
like when we were on the Swedish Championship and Ebba was made to the final, and she told me, and she was like, Johanna, it sucks to sprint, to go sprint. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's so hard. She's like, yeah, you just rest and then you have to go all that you can, and you don't know if you made it or you have to start all over again, and then you have to do it finished, and then then you maybe have to go again. It's
I agree.
Such a long day.
Yeah, and the mindset in a sprint day is so hard. I mean, because you have a goal, maybe in the quarterfinals your goal is to get to the semifinals.
Yeah.
And then you accomplish the goal, but you can't get too excited.
No.
Because now you got to get to the final.
Yeah.
And then you get to the final and you can't get too excited then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like in the quarterfinal, do I have to save my energy for to go fast in the semi? But you don't want to get out of the quarterfinal, and it's so.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle with it so much, and I find, I'm much better at sprinting too.
Yeah.
But I do all the distance races, and I find that, oh my god, it's sometimes such a relief
to do.
Finish the sprint. And then just be like, all right, 10K skate tomorrow, individual start.
One start time,
exactly.
one finish time.
Exactly. All you got to do is go as fast as you can between the start and the finish. It's over.
One warm up.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be better at distance than I want to be at sprint. But I think sprint is more fun, kind of. But
totally.
it's
so... it's so stressful.
Yeah, so stressful. And you get so tired.
And it's such a great spectacle, too. I mean, as far as watching goes, it's so fun.
Yeah.
You get to see everybody a bunch of times, and there's so many different things going on.
Yeah.
So I think that aspect of it is great, but boy, I'm glad to hear you say it, because I 100% agree.
It's horrible.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
What do you ever think about what you want to do when you retire from skiing? And
that's maybe the hardest question. Like that question, or what should you have done if you're not were a cross country skier?
Yeah, I never know what to say.
No, I never know either. I feel like. No, I have no idea. Actually.
No idea. Okay.
Yeah, I do know. I have not studying anything. I have only do cross country skiing.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom and dad was super worried about me when I was finishing high school, and I was just gonna go cross country skiing. And they were like, no, Johanna, you have to have a job or study or something. So I studied for a small class or something. And then the first year it got really lucky, so I made a lot of money, good money that I at least made one year or two. So they were like, okay, that's good. Okay, maybe you can focus on cross country skiing then.
Yeah.
But no, I have no idea what I'm gonna do after.
Yeah.
I feel I have to take it then I guess.
Yeah.
But for sure at least I'm getting a little bit old now, or not old, but you start to thinking about what you should do next, and it feels like now the big focus is on the Olympics next year, and of course our home World Championship in Falun, and I live in Falun too, so I feel like I'm gonna stay in Falun until 2027, and then we'll see if I have motivation to keep on going, or if it's which I hope I have. But you never know. Maybe you feel like you're super tired and stuff like that. But let's see what's happens out there. I have no idea.
Sure. I always sort of think I don't know what I want to do after I'm done skiing either. But I always sort of think...
That's good to hear. That I'm not the only one.
No. I kind of think that I always tell myself and everybody who asks I have this chunk of time where I get to earn money and be an athlete, and somewhere at some point I'm going to meet somebody along the way. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that job sounds pretty cool. Yeah. And maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, just try it out a little.
Exactly.
bit.
Keep looking and keep meeting people, and I think eventually something will present itself.
What we do is a really good CV.
Yeah. Totally.
So I think people is interesting about what you have done
Definitely.
previously. So I'm not worried that I haven't studied. If I have if I want a job that I need to study for, then I do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but you have been studying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, if it wasn't for the benefits associated with skiing, I probably wouldn't have, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just in the way it works in the US.
You were just like studying to do cross-country skiing.
I mean, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I was perfectly excited about what I was studying. But, you know, in the way it works in the US, there's just, it's really hard to make the transition to, like, earning money straight out of high school.
Yeah.
You know, so you can go to college and get on a ski team and, you know, get a scholarship or whatever. And
get a trainer, maybe.
Exactly, a coach.
Group
and it's a good way to, like, ease the transition. So, for me, it was incredible. And I have the bonus of, you know, I have a degree now, which, you know, I don't think I'm going to go out and, like, become an engineer the second I'm done.
But at least you have it, like, if you want to.
For sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt, and it, like, kind of, it honestly, like, almost kind of helps a little bit on the bad days, too. Because I'm like, you know, I got more than just ski.
Yeah.
Even though it's not true.
That's a good reminder, too.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you feel like the cross-country skiing is, like, the whole world.
Exactly.
That everyone is, like, focused on cross-country skiing. But then you get reminded that, okay, cross-country is just a small bit of the whole world, and it's not that you will die because you did a bad race or something.
Exactly.
But sometimes it feels like that. And
totally.
Yeah, then I can feel it's good to have like something other to be proud of to have done.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I kind of use it as a crutch sometimes, but anyhow, it's all good. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
And I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for letting me have it.
Absolutely.
For letting me be here.
Yeah, of course. And thank you people for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. Check out Johanna on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Not Twitter, but...
Damn it, not Twitter. Are you on that new Swedish app?
Yeah, Vimt.
VMT?
Yeah, Vimt.
Okay, I'll link Vimt in the description. Check that out too.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.